Something I want to get your guys' opinion on, though, for this Super Bowl is both of these quarterbacks have pretty public, well-known injuries going into this game. Obviously,
Hmm.
Mahomes with the ankle and Jalen Hurts with the shoulder. I'm just curious what you guys think. Which quarterback injury could play a bigger factor in this game on Sunday?
Patrick Mahomes.
Yeah, I don't think Jalen Hurts'
Uh,
injury is like
yeah,
as bad
as
or as
serious
fresh as Patrick
anymore.
Mahomes'
Yeah.
I think the that Pat Mahomes, I mean, he was able to get the ball out quick against the Bengals, and kind of not really rely on extending too many plays, but this Eagles pass rush is a whole different beast. Uh I think he's going to be under a lot of duress this game, and better hope that ankle can hold up if he does have to, extend the play a little bit.
Well, on top of that, I mean, you gotta just think about the overall what the injury does to the quarterback, and you guys said it already. Like recency, obviously Patrick Mahomes is more recent, but Jalen Hurts throwing the ball has not been awful since the injury. I mean, he showed against the Giants; it was completely fine. It looked like, but he's also just a very big threat on the ground as it is anyway. So I'm more worried about the ability of it showed in the Bengals game that Patrick Mahomes' throwing ability was even affected by his ankle. There was a lot of balls where he couldn't plant and really get like not plant, but lead off that back foot into the throw, and he missed a lot of just short intermediate throws. So it's really going to be difficult. I feel like in this scenario, Patrick Mahomes is at a bigger disadvantage right now, and especially with the weapons out too. It's a lot. I feel like he's going to have to really try and step up, and he did against the Bengals, but I'm not sure it's going to be the same against the Eagles.
I will say though, with Jalen Hurts, like obviously he's shown that he's been able to throw the ball uh without any issues after the shoulder, but against the Giants and the 49ers, he really did not get put into a position where he had to throw the ball at a high volume, So I'm kind of curious to see if the Chiefs are able to, keep the game close with the Eagles, and especially late. I'm curious to see how Jalen Hurts will be able to handle having to throw the ball at a high volume as opposed to just relying on the the run game that usually carries their offense so well.
Well, he also there was a stat they recently came out with the Chiefs and the Eagles talking about both teams in the postseason have not trailed. Neither team has.
Mm.
So it's going to be a tale of which one trails first. But I feel like in this scenario, no matter if the Chiefs are up by 7 or it's a tied game, the Eagles still have an advantage because no matter what, I don't think the Chiefs are going to be able to run the ball effectively. So with that being said, the Eagles will still have the time advantage. They'll still have the ground game advantage. They'll still be able to run the ball even if they're down early in the game. And if they're up early, that's even worse because that puts the Eagles in their best position of I only have to run the ball with Jalen Hurts, Miles Sanders, Boston Scott, Kenneth Gainwell, and I have to pass rush with 4 double-digit sack artists. And it's going to be difficult. I feel like the Chiefs are going to be put into a bind. I don't think it's going to be as bad as that Buccaneers game, simply just because the Chiefs O-line has been upgraded significantly since then. But I don't know. One-on-one matchups all across the board on the Eagles defensive line is just terrifying with an ankle injury to Patrick Mahomes. I don't know if the Chiefs are going to be even leading to start the game, if at all.
Brandon Ayuk came out after that NFC Championship and said that, like, he thought that the Niners were going to be able to expose something in that Eagles defense. And after, Purdy goes down and they don't have a quarterback, they obviously couldn't. But Brandon Ayuk did come out and publicly state that he thinks the Chiefs offense has what it takes to expose that Eagles D. So we shall see.
Mean, they might, but when the Niners played the Chiefs in the regular season, the Chiefs exposed them, but it's not even because the Niners defense was playing bad. It's because they literally just had a lot of injuries on the defense. Nick Bosa didn't play that game. There's just a lot of factors, and this Eagles team is completely healthy. And this Eagles team has very limited weaknesses, and they're playing against a significantly worse skill threat all across the board. The only person that's even an upgrade is Travis Kelce, but George Kittle's not that far behind. So it's like,
I think
I
think
don't
Kelce
know.
could be a little bit of a matchup problem for the Eagles.
Travis Kelce is a matchup nightmare for anybody and everybody. I feel like that's proven by his like 6-year dominance. You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's a fact.
And like TJ Edwards is coming off a really good year, but if that's going to be like the main defender, one-on-one defender for Travis Kelce, good luck. I love TJ Edwards, but I don't think he can handle all that.
Shit, I feel like they play a lot of match coverage, though. I don't think they're going to be playing a lot of heavy man press because they don't need to, just because they have all across the board like DBs and linebackers that match up a lot better than the receiving core and tight ends of the Chiefs. I feel like they can drop back, sit in zone, play match, and have a field day. TJ Edwards passes off to Nazir White, who passes off to CJ Gardner with Travis Kelce. Like, there will be a lot of I play up front, but as soon as he gets past me, you're taking him then. A lot of bracket, there's going to be a lot of targeting Travis Kelce and just allowing the other guys to play freely on whoever they want because they don't need to worry about it.
Even with like the Eagles not really being threatened by the running ability and the extending play ability of Pat Mahomes, you still can't sit back in zone and let him read you all day, because if you do that, eventually he's going to pick up on it and he's going to start picking you apart.
Well, obviously you're not going to play match all day. Like, you're going to switch it up, but I feel like that's your go-to. And with your pass rush being so elite against an offensive line that, yes, is good, but has weaknesses. Like, Orlando Brown's one weakness as a pass blocker is speed rushers because he's slow as shit. So with how fast your edge rushers are, he's going to get pressure all day, and Patrick Mahomes has to step up in that pocket. I get Creed Humphrey and Trey Smith and even Joe Tooney are elite players, but when you have Javon Hargraves and Fletcher Cox and a mountain of a human being sitting in the middle of the fucking defensive line, it's going to be just awful to try to play against. So yeah, like, Travis Kelce's going to get his. That's a fact. I mean, I don't think there's a single person sitting here that says Travis Kelce's not going to get his. But I think the Eagles defense is going to get the Chiefs offense more than they are going to get the Eagles defense.